Hello Unforgettable crew, very exciting morning here on Unforgettable. Sailing the web ocean, we get in touch with Irina Gracheva. And Irina, it's a very accomplished sailor, extreme sailor. She's expert in the solo long distance sailing, especially on the Mini Transat, on the mini class. And she took part 2 years ago of the Transat race, and she's going this year again. She also has been in many famous races around the planet, like the Fastnet and so many others. And today we're gonna interview her through the computer online. And I think she has a lot to tell us. And I'm really fascinated about the stories of people who have something else or something less that are just like keen to do these extreme sailing passages. And I think you're gonna like it.
Working on the technical aspects of the interview here, Diego is just preparing some coffee for us to drink. And I'm happy to interview Irina because she's a woman and she has made a lot of great things. She's very brave. So I think it's going to be really nice.
I won't waste a while with you.
Hi Diego. Hi Georgia.
Hello Irina, how are you?
Thank you for this opportunity. It's really important for me.
Where are you now, Irina?
I'm in France, not far from Lorient, and it's kind of a capital of solo sailing in the world, let's say, preparing my new project, Mini Transat.
Thanks for taking this time to talk to us. I know you're a very busy woman. You are in a very tight schedule of training and preparations.
Yeah, it's a kind of racer life, always to be busy and always to be very determined.
So let me ask you something. Was sailing always about racing for you, or you started cruising or some other way, or straight away you start racing?
Yeah, basically I started to race when I was small. It was at the beginning the sailing school for kids. For us, it was probably not very serious racing, but we tried to do our best. And I was 12 when I started, and step by step I was invited to our teams on a keel boat with a lot of crew members, with more long distances. And it appears like all my life I was just racing and racing. Like amateur, but on a high level anyway.
How is sailing in Russia? Is it a big thing?
It becomes bigger and bigger. I'm very happy for this. But our thing is we are a big country. You have a lot of sea around, but all sea is frozen, unfortunately.
I'm really curious about what took you to solo sailing, because I think it takes something special to be willing to be alone in the ocean and facing everything by yourself. How did you get this path?
I was not sure at all if I can afford it, because when you always with a crew, when you race, but there are some people next to you who can help, you feel like just a member of a crew member. And I was not sure if I will feel okay alone, but I was curious to try, because when I was sailing together with other people, I was always having a question to me: if what do I contribute? What is my part? And probably I do good job, and probably I do bad job. No one knows. And how can I actually have a reference? How can I know? And at one point I found Class Mini. It's a small boat, and I was thinking, this is a small, and I can afford it. I can try. And I was very surprised. I was really surprised. I was feeling very good sailing solo. At the beginning it was tough, but step by step, and at one point I just found it's the most nature thing you can do. I was very afraid at the beginning, really afraid. It's so many things, and for me it was not only I was experienced sailor. I was experienced navigator. I was informed about meteo and everything. But for me, it was the first time with tides. I never sailed with tides. And in France, sometimes it's absolutely crazy. Sometimes it's can be 5-7 meters of tides and current. And on a Mini, we sail without motor at all. So if something happens, you don't have motor at all. And I was afraid at the beginning, but after I was looking at my colleagues, my sailors who are next to me, and sometimes they are like kids. It's a French, very young sailors, like 18 years old, 20 years old. And I was thinking, if they can, then why not me? Probably I can too. And each time when I'm in troubles, each time when I'm afraid, each time when I have doubts, I look at other people and I say to me, if they can, I can too. At least I shall try.
Today, when you are solo sailing, do you have a sense of achievement bigger than what you felt when you were sailing boats with crew and stuff like that?
I think for me, I'm very, very happy I took this chance to do the Mini, because it appears it's not only about the Mini Transat race and it's not only about the solo sailing, it's like a school. So you become, after my first 2 years, I finally was feeling like a complete sailor, really complete, without any small things I cannot. I was feeling like I passed a very big way, and it's changed me a lot. Not only in my knowledge, not only in my sailing experience, but also my personality. And I'm very happy I took this chance.
And tell us about the Mini Transat. What makes this race so special? You took part in it 2 years ago, and now you're going again. So what changes between in these 2 years you had?
At the beginning, I shall say probably basic things about the Mini Transat for someone who probably doesn't know. Mini Transat, it's a race for Class Mini. And Class Mini, it's very small boats, 6.5 meters long, 3 meters wide, and full of sails, going across Atlantic alone with one overstop.
Elle est russe, mesdames et messieurs. Elle est fort jolie, mais loin d'être une poupée russe, c'est avant tout une athlète de très haut niveau. Irina Gracheva. Sur Irina Gracheva, Racine, mesdames et messieurs. Elle nous vient de Russie. C'est la première femme russe à se lancer.
Race has 2 legs. One take start in France, then our stop in Canary Island, one of them, and it's changing year to year. And then from Canary to Caribbean. So first leg is 1,350 nautical miles, and the second leg is 2,700 without stop. And for each of us, it will be different because some of boats are faster, some of boats are slower, some of them will get troubles on the way, some of them not. And the last one will take without stop about 14 days for fastest, and probably 3 weeks for someone who is not very lucky, let's say.
Dépression, 1014
And the race is very special also because it's forbidden to have any computers. It's forbidden to have any automatic routing. It's forbidden to have any connection to the land. Forbidden to have satellite phones. So you are by your own, without assistance, going this this way. And this exactly makes very special because it's a kind of old style racing with very, very contemporary boats, very fast and contemporary.
And in case of emergency, do you have any way to communicate or nothing at all?
We have trackers, yellow brick trackers on board, and now we are obliged to have two of them. One is running all the time, and second, just in emergency situation, if the first one get out of battery or sink or whatever happen. And in case if we are like in a real troubles, we can text to race organizers about origin of our troubles and take a decision if we want to abandon or if we continue. But we cannot ask any assistance. If you ask for assistance, of course, you are disqualified or you abandon. 10-15% of boats doesn't arrive to the finish line for different reasons. Broken masts, broken keels, capsized, or whatever, technical problems, people abandon, they go to the shelter. And before we start, no one knows who will be the next who abandoned. So you spend about 2 years on preparation for this race. You prepare the boat, you prepare physically, mentally, your knowledge and everything. And after at the end, you don't know if you arrive to the finish line or you are not lucky and you don't arrive.
Do you know how many boats are taking part this year?
Yes, it's always limited. Amount of participants, it's always limited to 84.
And you had to do some pre-races to qualify, right?
You need to do, to get in total 2,500 miles qualification. 1,000 miles shall be non-stop solo sailing without a race. You just go, usually in Atlantic area, we go to the Ireland, there is a buoy, and we go back, and in total it's 1,000. And the rules are the same. No assistance, no stopover, and you need to do some task during the qualification. You need to find your position with a sextant based on a sun. So you need to do all calculations.
We'll let everybody know when the day it starts. I don't know if you have a day or if it depends on forecast. You have a window to start, but as soon as we know, we'll let everybody know to cheer for you and follow your journey.
Yeah, the date of start of Mini Transat 26th of September, but of course, depending on weather, it can be postponed.
Your last Mini Transat. Can you tell us a little bit about the feeling to be there? How was it? How you felt when you were on the race?
At the beginning, I was feeling very, very good, very well prepared because I put all my efforts to train and to know my boat. I had a lot of new sails from Ullman, which was very, very good. And I was feeling like my boat is reliable, sails are reliable. I have the maximum knowledge and experience at that time. And I was performing quite good for my old boat. It was very, very good strategy and good performance. And the first leg for me was good enough. I arrived in the middle of a fleet. I had small technical problems, but I was prepared for it. But in the second leg, I lost the mast just in the middle of Atlantic. It was 1,200 miles to go, and I lost it in a squall. So under the deck, when you have a shrouds for a mast, under the deck there is a small, two small shrouds attaching it to the something structural on a hull. And it's also the wire with termination, you know, the pressed termination. When you press, and it's like an eye. and the wire get out from the termination totally. So it did not break, it was not damaged, it was with visual control, it was okay, and it was just a defect of pressing. Unfortunately, I could not do anything about that. So I lost my mast, and I was, it was a very, very hard feeling, because you see how like 2 years of your life just falling down, and you don't know what to do, because it's, it was a lot of efforts. And after I just had to calm down, and I made the Jew rig. I put the sails, and I tried to continue. I was continuing, and I got quite good speed, but the thing was, autopilot stopped to work too. Like all system of autopilot just freaked out and refused to work because of short circuit. With all sails I put, boat was starting to go up to the wind. So I had to always to sit and steer. Yeah, so my speed towards to the islands was just about 2.5 or 3 knots. And it was very slow, and then I was more than 1,000 miles away. Of course, when you are a sportsman, when you are like trying to arrive to the finish line as soon as possible, you minimize the weight on your boat, so you don't take food for months. You take food like a little bit more than you need. And I was thinking, if it's actually, if I have enough food, so of course I can arrive by time, or what's like, there is no problem, I have sails, boat is floating, but I was thinking, what about the food? I was thinking, it was many things actually, about my mother, who doesn't have any information, I cannot tell anything. And after I was I did not want also to activate the EPIRB, the official rescue operation, because this is not good for class mini, this is not good for this situation at all. When you can do something, you shall avoid it. And I choose to, so during the Transat we have some big boats going with us, who just control a little bit situation. And 2 of them arrived to me. With the first one, I refused to go. I was pretending to continue. And after 3 days of my sailing with a Jew rig, I was thinking, actually, I shall take a boat. I shall ask for it. And I prepared my boat to abandon. I prepared it in a way I installed the emergency VHF antenna. And I got coverage about 1.5 miles around. I left solar panels working, I left AIS working, so my boat was visible for our boats around. It had lights on, so it was possible to see it very well. This way I secure our ships not to just crash to my boat, and also I was hoping to get it back, because all abandoned boats, they arrive somewhere in a broken condition or in a live condition. And I was hoping my boat, I was preparing it so well, I was hoping she will arrive.
And did you get the boat back?
Yeah, and after, when it was about 300 miles from Caribs, friend of mine, they just took a boat and they went to get it.
Okay, last question about the Mini Transat. Can you tell us how is the daily routine? How is a normal day during the race?
In each race in class mini, in each solo race, we have kind of rule of 4R. 4R. In French is routage, which means your routing. Réglage, which means the adjustments of your sail. Rangement, which means to clean your boat and prepare it for next maneuvering. And then reposer, which means to have a rest, to eat, or to sleep. And all the time you do exactly this order. First of all, and the most important is to see where you go, if you are on a safe way, and if you are going towards the mark, if you are doing your strategy correct. So routage is the first, your routing is the first. After, it's adjustment of your sail. you adjust for a current situation, everything what you could. Wind is changing all the time, current is changing, wave is changing, and all the time you need to do little adjustments. Of course, rangement to clean everything, because if a boat is not ready for next maneuvering, it can be very, very dangerous. And then you're supposed to get some rest, but actually you arrive to the first point again, the routage, again something changed, again you need to do adjustments, again after adjustments you need to clean, and something like that.
Do you get any hours of sleep?
It depends on a race, because if you're going along the shore, this is quite dangerous. You have other boats, you have fishermen, you have rocks, you have buoys, you have something, and you sleep really less, not more than 20 minutes in one time. So it's a big alarm clock, very, very noisy. You put 20 minutes, you sleep, you go to see, to check everything. If everything is okay, you can sleep another 20 minutes. If something changed, you need to do this cycle again. And in shore races, usually you are very, very tired and you don't sleep enough. But in Transat, it's more easy. As soon as you leave the shore, it's not so many ships around. The weather can be more or less stable for some more time. And sometimes you can sleep 30, 40 minutes in a row, probably
Wow,
1
that's a
hour
lot.
sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, but step by step you get this, you don't see this as a problem. So you go sleep, you sleep 40 minutes, okay, after you work, after probably you need to eat, you eat. And in class Mini, we always say, as soon as you have free time, as soon as everything is okay, as soon as everything is safe around you, go sleep.
What do you eat?
Usually we eat pre-made thing, like it's freeze-dried food or sterilized food, which we buy in a shop, or pre-made. It's in a bag with a zipper usually. So you add hot water and you just wait 12 minutes, or you heat it up inside of a bag, and after you don't need any dishes, you just eat from the bag. So you save time on cooking, you save time on washing dishes, you save weight for all that. It's very, very convenient. With water, there is no problem in Transat at all, because we are allowed to have 140 liters, and this is more than enough. I think usually I consume about, when it's hot outside, probably 2 liters a day.
Tell us a bit about the crowdfunding you're doing to support you during this race.
Yeah, I did a crowdfunding project to finance my participation, to cover all costs regarding to Mini Transat itself, like entry fee, like cargo ship back, like some logistic, some accommodation in between, and whatever. Unfortunately, I do it in Russian language now, due to it's not easy to do international because of bank limitation, because of many things. And I open the little online shop. I think probably you put the link in description to this video. It's in Russian. Yeah, it's in Russian, but it's possible to order something and be sent.
This is an amazing project. We will be cheering for you. I hope this year you make it to the end. But just you being part of this is already a big achievement, I believe.
Yes.
And is there many women doing it? And how do you feel being a woman in the sailing world? And which challenges have you faced? I don't know if you can talk a little bit about it, how it feels for you.
I think I was always lucky in my country, because I started to do sailing like 25 years ago, very long time ago. And sometimes I was meeting a situation when men doesn't want to have a woman on board, or if they have, they don't believe, they send her to cook or to prepare the tea. Yes, sometimes in Russia we had it, but now I see the situation is changing a lot. We see women are very, very interested in sailing in general. In Russia, many crew are mixed, and I was lucky to be in a mixed crew. And the guys I was sailing with was never seeing me as a woman. We were just all of us crew members, so it was not. We did not put attention on it at all, and this was great. And same approach I see in France, in class Mini. There is no special, sometimes when you are sailing, there is a special price for a man, a special price for a woman, etc. We don't have it. We race all together, and I think it's very, very good because in offshore sailing, probably in short races, you need to be more strong, and of course, women many times they are not same physically strong as men. But in long offshore races, it's more strategy. It's more what you actually think about the weather. It's more how you prepare the boat before, and we can be equal, really.
Do you see yourself doing around the world solo sailing like the Vendée Globe in the future?
I would like to try. It's. I was a part of preparation crew for one of Vendée Globe Sailor last year for a Finnish team, and it was really exciting. I have seen all these efforts they put, and I have seen atmosphere. I was feeling it, and I have seen the women who did it this year. It was 6 women, and it was so great to see them facing these troubles and able to handle it. Of course, I would like, but of course, it's another story because of big money and because of sponsors and everything. It's totally different. It shall be very, very reliable partner who support you on this way with a boat, with all preparations and everything.
And where can people follow you on social media, like your Instagram, Facebook? I know you have a YouTube channel.
Most of the time I'm posting on Facebook because it's allowed to write something, to post video, photo and whatever. I have also Instagram and a YouTube channel. So everything is Irina Gracheva Racing, YouTube, Instagram or Facebook. So everything what I do in my project, I'm trying to document, I'm trying to write about this, I'm trying to tell the story to people, and I'm trying to tell not only about good things, but about difficulties as well, about hard side of this kind of project. And with my project, I would like to say that everyone who is determined, who wants to achieve, we will achieve. Because I am not professional, I am just I am sailor, just a normal sailor, woman, and I just decided at one point to do this, and I am doing. And if I can, then everyone around can.
Beautiful, beautiful
Yes.
message.
It's very inspiring to see your journey, to see all that you have accomplished and what you are doing. Mainly, like for me, that I'm a woman, so there's something even more special knowing you are a woman, doing all of this. So yeah, we feel inspired. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye, Irina. That's it for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I will link all Irina's medias here in the description below, and stay tuned for our next episode because we're going to introduce you our new little crew member. We are very excited for it, so see you next Thursday.